Good afternoon, viewers and subscribers. I want to talk about the issue of African Health Security Summit held in Addisababa. Um, uh, Vice President Shetima talked a lot about Africans struggling in terms of medication and all of that. But my question, when I watch him speaking, it really touched my heart. But my question is, yes, they are our leaders. If our leaders are doing the right thing in Africa, no country in Africa will run to foreigners or to other foreign country for any medical help. Because in our country or in our countries in Africa, we have what it takes for us to generate any kind of pharmaceutical drugs. Because we have the resources to build those medical things. We have it. You understand? But they will go out there to other places and speak well of how African or Nigeria in particular on how to build our pharmaceutical industry. But coming down to Nigeria, if you look at it critical, we don't have those facilities on ground. How many hospitals do we have in this country that is functioning well? Even in our in our locality, in our own environment. We don't have. Someone is dying in the hospital, there's no drugs. No drugs, for crying out loud. And we have the resources. We have government on ground. We have individuals that have the resources to build a different kinds of hospital, like specialist hospital that can attend to all our issue. But you see, in this country, it does not happen that way. Even Shetima that is making noise in the African Health Security Summit in Addis Ababa. I don't believe if Shetima is sick today, even if it is headache, he will fly abroad. He will fly abroad. And that is not how this thing should be. You cannot go to other foreign countries and be speaking grammar. This is how we should. This is how we should. But coming down home, you don't do it. You live by example. We are the giant of Africa, for crying out loud. What example are we giving to other African countries? If you take a look at what happened during the COVID-19, we were suffering. We were depending on foreign donors to come to our aid to help us. We improvise everything we do medically. We need to look inward. We need to look inward in order to move this country, to move African country, to a greater height. Let me allow you to watch and hear what Shetima was speaking. I feel emotional. I said, so these guys know the right thing to do, but they don't do it. They don't know. They don't want to do it.
Let's take you to Addisababa, where Nigeria is pushing for Africa to take greater control of its health future, encouraging countries across the continent to move away from reliance on foreign assistance and invest in stronger homegrown health systems. Vice President Shetima made the call at a high-level event on the sidelines of the African Union Summit in Addis Ababa. TVC News State House correspondent Femi Akonde reports.
Health security has taken center stage at this year's African Union Summit as leaders confront lessons from recent global health emergencies. At a high-level session on Africa's health sovereignty, Nigeria's Vice President Shetima warned that dependence on foreign aid leaves the continent vulnerable during crisis. He reminded delegates how Africa struggled for access to vaccines and medical supplies during the COVID-19 pandemic, when richer countries prioritized their own population.
We have all lived through the consequences of vulnerability. When the world turned inward, Africa waited. When vaccines were rationed, Africa negotiated. When oxygen was scarce, Africa improvise. There is dignity in endurance, but endurance is not a strategy. Health security is national security. And in an interconnected continent, national security is continental security. A virus, as we have witnessed, does not carry a passport. A counterfeit medicine does not respect a border. A pandemic does not wait for bureaucracy.